Hi everyone, this is Johnnyonoes, and I am playing the latest version of Subnautica. The last patch they put out was on June 1st, 2016, called the Power Nap Update. This is going to be the first episode of my Let's Play series, where I'm going to go get resources, build up technology, and maybe build a cool base at the end of the Let's Play series. So let's get started. Woo. Alright, so the first thing I got to do is get some food. Now, peepers are a good source of food in the beginning of the game, as well as air sacs providing a bunch of water. So you need both. Even though there's tons of water around you, swimming through it, you still need to get some nice, fresh, clean water to live off of. These peepers can be a little annoying to catch, but they do their little dash, and they tend to slow down after a couple seconds. That's your chance to be able to pick them up. So like this one's dashing away, it's then going to slowly turn to the right, and you can still miss them. And they're a little slower after their dash. So let's try not to drown here. Okay, let's find some air sacs. Here's another peeper. I like to try to keep my episodes to around 20 minutes, so I'll just go ahead and stop the episode at 20 minutes and then reconvene right at the same place. So, let's see. Most of the time, oh, here we go. We got 2 air sacs that I can see. I'm going to catch this one first, without getting farted on by those guys. And there's the other one. I can probably do it just 2 for now. Not a big deal. Oh, there's another one. Got it. Alright, so let me go back to my escape pod here and prepare the food as well as the water. And what I'm going to do is the first 3 peepers I'm going to just cook, but then the first 2 air sacs I'm going to turn into water, leaving the third one for a useful tool that you need to be able to get to the surface faster. So you can click on your replicator here, what is it called? Fabricator, and then you go to Sustenance, Cook Food. I'm going to cook the 3 peepers that I caught. So, and then we click on water and say filtered water. I'm going to leave the third one because it's a component for a cool tool later. I'm all topped off. Next thing I need to do is build a air tank for myself. To build your initial air tank, all you need is 2 quartz and some scrap. Let's find 1 more quartz, and then we'll be good to go. There it is. Quartz is pretty easy to see from far away. It's a nice little shiny looking diamond thing. Looks like this. The metal scraps you saw earlier. So using the fabricator, I'm going to go ahead and break down the scrap into titanium. And then create glass with the 2 quartz that I picked up. And with all those components, I can now make an O2 tank. Clicking on Personal, Equipment, and then O2 tank. The next component I need for my initial set of gear is silicone. So I'm going to fill up completely on these seeds that come out of these vines. They're called creep vines. The item in your inventory is pretty big once you pick up these seeds, so I can't pick up too many, but I'm going to pick up as many as I can. Which is why I'm keeping my inventory nice and slim. Go. Let's see if we get some more. As you see, my total air has increased to 75. It's a lot better than what you start with. My inventory is all full. Just head on back and process all these seeds. So I need to make 4 silicone for fins, the air sac tool I was telling you about earlier, as well as a knife. And if I have any left over, I'm going to make some lubricant for the Sea Glide, which is a cool submersible. Not necessarily a vehicle, just a tool that you can use to zip around really quickly. So here's my silicone. and I have enough for lubricant, which is great. Let's see how many more I have left in my pack here. Alright. I also found out that there's a storage container right here. I did not know it was here, and it also gives you a bunch of like filtered water and nutrient blocks. So I had no idea this was here, even though I played this game so many times in the past. So if you're looking for storage, that's a good place to get it in the beginning of the game. Alright, the next thing I want to build is, let me add my little notepad here. 1 second, sorry about the pause. The next thing I need to build is a welder. Now, a welder is used to repair the escape pod so that it doesn't move around as much as it used to. So, just going to get me some quartz here. And what I'm looking for is salt, as well as a cave system, just like this. We've got lots of, oh wow, sandstone. Nice, easy silver ore in the beginning. This is really useful.
30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
It seems that I've forgotten to build the stuff that I made the silicone for, which would really help me here, now that my air is running low.
Emergency. 10 seconds of oxygen.
So the things I want to build with the silicone are the fins, as I said. So fins. And then I've got air bladder. The air bladder is really important for survival in the beginning of the game. So if you equip the air bladder and then deploy it, can't really see it in your hand, it will take you to the surface super fast. If you holster the item by either pressing the same number as there is on the toolbar or hitting F and holstering it, you can hit the button again. You can lift up to the surface without having to deploy it each time. So I'll show you what I mean. So instead of doing it this, where I select it and then hit right click, I can deploy it, go up to the surface, and then just hit 1 to holster it. If I hit 1 again, it will work as if it was already deployed. So it's a nice quick way of getting up to the surface for air. So I need to find some crash powder and some salt to complete the welder. The welder will be used to repair the escape pod, and you'll see when we repair the escape pod, it will say something about there being an anchor, a gravity anchor, that will keep the pod in place. If you don't do it soon enough, it will tend to drift off into the middle of nowhere. One of the times I started, it drifted off so far that there were reapers underneath the pod, so I quickly died over and over again. Alright, so I just coerced here we go, a crash pod to shoot. So a crash pod, they live in these little caves, and what they do is they'll spit out a fish at you, which will explode on impact. So as you saw, I went in, I quickly swam out. So if you get far enough, or you get yourself behind some obstruction, the explosive fish will either explode prematurely or hit the obstruction. When you go back to the pod, and it has already ejected a fish, inside the pod is some crash powder, which is used for the welder. Alright, let's keep looking for some salt here while we collect the basics, which is titanium scrap as well as quartz. And lots of quartz, nice. Now that I know about that storage container, I can put them away. More quartz. So salt tends to be one of those resources that you either start out like there's a ton of it around you, or you can't find it at all, which is what's happening to me here. So here's a good look at that crash fish I was telling you about. Looks like it got me a little bit. So I'll show you where I got the crash powder last time. So just click that, and you get some crash powder. Alright, let's get out of here. I don't have enough air to do any deep sea cave spelunking. Alright, so where I'm going to go now is I'm going to try to go to the Green Biome, which if you look at the Aurora, which is the ship that you escaped from before it crash landed, if you put yourself at a diagonal to its back left side and then do a 180, you'll get further away from it, as well as getting closer to a large green biome, and beyond that is another large red biome. Each one of them have distinct resources available to them. The biome you start at is the safe shallows. So here we are, we're now in the green biome.
To radioactive crash site materials, 19%. If the drive core is
And each of the different biomes have different resources available to you. I'm getting really lucky with the resources I'm finding. Silver is normally very hard to come by, but I already seem to have 3, which is great. I'm just not getting lucky with salt for some reason.
Caution, 30 seconds of oxygen
Here we go.
remaining.
Here's some salt. Okay, some scrap. Let's see what my inventory looks like. Kind of full. Come on, salt. Need some salt. There's another one. So I need 3 salt.
10 seconds
There's
of
the third one,
oxygen
but I need to get some air first. So I'm using the air sac tool. Then I undeploy it and go down. So here's my 3rd salt, and I can head back. The other thing I need to build is a scanner. Now the scanner is a cool addition to the game where it allows you to scan these fragments rather than having to pick them up and bring them back to your scanning machine. Now the scanner looks like it needs looks like it needs 2 titanium and a battery. I think I have some copper already, which I do. Great. So all I need are these 2 mushrooms. Got some more copper. Don't need lead right now. These limestone outcrops, they provide titanium, copper, or lead. Just trying to get some copper right now. Okay, so let's head on over to the escape pod. So what I'm looking to build now is the welder and the scanner, and that will be the end of having to create the initial tools starting off. Alright, so let's see. Gotta make the magnesium first before making the welder, which is fusing all 3 of those salt nodes together. So there's the welder. And then for the scanner, I need to break down the titanium and build a battery. There's the battery. And now I can create a scanner. So I have all the initial tools all ready to go already. So let's go and fix this guy. He's got to look at the tool first. I like the animation for the scanner. He's like, what's this? I'm going to put this right in my eyes and see what's going on. Let's go ahead and fix this guy. There's some cables. Puts the panel back. And now it's saying status okay. Most importantly, this gravity anchor online. Now, I don't know if this thing actually works, but hopefully it does. There's also a health kit replicator here too that will make a health kit for you every 30 minutes in game. As well as this container. I have no idea this was here, so I'm going to use it. Put all that quartz in there. Save it for later. What else don't I need? Put that over there. Put that water away. And I'll keep the lubricant here. I mean, actually, I can just put anything I want here because I have to build stuff in here, but that's fine. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is I have to find the fragments of two technologies that I can identify here in the safe shallows. Two technologies are the solar panels for our base, as well as the Sea Glide, which is a submersible that I talked about earlier. So the fragments are these very square boxes that you've probably seen me swim by already. There's one. So that's a solar panel fragment. As soon as you scanned all the fragments required, you then have the ability of creating the technology that's associated with. Also, you need to know the command to holster an item. If you hold down, if you click F, you holster an item, which will then make you swim a lot faster. So I've now unlocked solar panel.
Acquired. Emergency. 10 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Let's see if this is the Sea Glide. Yep, that's one of the Sea Glide fragments. I'm looking for one more Sea Glide. That might be it, or it could be the bioreactor. Oh, we got it. Cool. So we have everything we need to make stuff out of the new technology. So what we need to make next is the Sea Glide, which requires one lubricant, copper wire, and some titanium. So we already have the copper ore for that. Yeah, we have everything we need except for the mushrooms, which we need for the battery. Now the scanner can be used on anything, whether it be a fish or any of the other plants, and you'll be able to read up on your discoveries in the data bank here. So, pretty neat. Gives you a little bit of lore behind it. Just gonna swim back to the escape pod so we can make our tools. I'm gonna pick up one more set for a battery so that I can make the habitat builder as well. So I need a copper and 2 mushrooms. Where am I going? Sorry, I'm just spinning in circles here. Alright, there is our escape pod. There's some mushrooms over here. I might be able to find some copper in that hole there. Just be careful about the heat. It can hurt you. Just looking for 1 copper. Getting really lucky with this silver today.
Seconds of oxygen remaining.
We got our copper. Off we go. So now we're going to be able to build a Sea Glide and a habitat builder. So we're going to make the batteries first, as well as the copper wire.
Warning, local radiation readings exhibit characteristics consistent with total degradation.
Alright, what else do we need to build? Let's see.
A quantum detonation will
Oh, I need my lubricant back.
of 85.5%.
I thought I'd be saying that out loud.
Serving a 1 kilometer safety range.
So make the Sea Glide, and then we need to make. So we need a computer chip. So for a computer chip, we need to get some table coral. Now, table coral can be found in the safe shallows, and in the safe shallows they're colored red, but there are different colors. You can find them against the side of the rock outcroppings like this. Just hit it with your knife, and there you go. So we're just about past the 20-minute mark. So I'm gonna finish making this habitat builder and then close the episode. And then in the next episode, we'll go ahead and build our initial base. So I have to build a computer chip. Oh, I need quartz, which I have already. Cool. So computer chip. And then we have our habitat builder. So we have everything we need to start building up a new little base. Alright, that's my first episode. Thank you so much for watching. This is Johnnyonoes playing Subnautica.